Hi, so burnout. As you may have noticed, I've been posting a lot less recently, a lot less frequently, and kind of shorter, less passionate content, if that makes sense. Aside from my recent hand issues, I've just also not had any inspiration at all. I found myself completely stuck when I look at blank pages in my sketchbook and have no ideas for YouTube videos at all. I've been reflecting about it recently, and as I'm getting past my art block, finally, I've noticed some reasons as to why I may have been in it in the first place. So, the main reasons I think I may have been burnt out and stuck in art block is mostly looking at short form content. I try to keep away from it as much as possible in general, but recently I have found myself sometimes just getting stuck doom scrolling. The main platform I'm active on at the moment is actually Tumblr, but occasionally I do get stuck in Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts after posting something, and it's very deteriorating to my mental state in general. It makes me a lot more tired and just not have any energy at all, especially for creative work. I think it's just like filling your brain with complete gunk and then being surprised as to why you can't come up with original things anymore. It's because of just like useless noise sitting in your head. At least that's what I found for me. Same thing goes for just consuming non-inspiring content mindlessly, a huge part of it being short form content. I despise it with passion, to be honest. I think it completely consumes people, and you can just spend hours and days looking at it without getting any information into your brain or anything you will ever actually remember, or connecting with any creators is just noise. So, non-inspiring content, but this also goes for movies and books and other media for me, because a lot of how I get inspiration for my work is by looking at other artists' work. Recently, I've been very inspired by Moebius, which I don't know if that's how you pronounce the name, but I will put some examples of his art on screen. A very iconic artist, very important for a lot of media. I may have mentioned him before, but it doesn't hurt to mention him again for anyone that might be interested. But I have been watching shows and movies as well sometimes when I get the time, and just looking at non-inspiring content, less artistic content that is less pertinent to what you're actually interested in creating, has been more deteriorating for me in terms of my just creative thinking and coming up with ideas for art. Another reason that I think I have been art blocked is not being bored enough. It's so easy in our day and age to just be consistently entertained 24/7 through social media or shows or just doing things in general, that when you don't have a single moment to sit with yourself and just think. To quote Ursula Le Guin's writing schedule, she used to allegedly wake up very early and then just lay in bed for an hour and just think. Just lay there and think about her characters, her worlds, how to continue her stories, And I think that's a good practice, almost meditative, to just be bored sometimes. Just sit there with your own thoughts. That's when I found my best and ideas come to me, even if it is sometimes being bored in class and having nothing to do, and ending up, thinking of ways to expand my character lore or painting ideas, like what has been happening with me more recently. Aside from that, other reasons that I have found is working on too many projects at once. I tend to get stuck on this a lot because when I do get ideas, I have a lot of them, and I end up just switching between projects constantly, and there are a lot that I'm working on at the same time, so that when I actually do get free time to work on my projects, I don't know which one to actually continue because there are so many, and then I end up not going through with anything and finishing anything at all. I currently have 3 animatics I'm working on, and have just finally finished some digital illustration pieces. I think having too many things to work on at once is definitely not helpful to finishing them at all. Another reason is doing too many studies. I have been completely caught up with doing studies recently, just, constantly wanting to get better, get my skills better. I'm trying to get into an animation school and applying next year. So I've been wanting to, brush up my anatomy skills, perspective, that kind of thing. But that means I have been doing more studies than original work, which I guess is important sometimes, but it means that I find it hard to draw without a reference. Again, looking at a blank page in my sketchbook and having absolutely no idea how to continue. So that's hard, and I've been trying to draw more from imagination just as a practice to actually, keep some creativity in me. And last of all, I think I have been losing sense of my artistic self, sense of my art style, sense of, most importantly, what I actually want to create and why I create in the first place. And I recently had an art project that I will talk about later, which finally got me to get out of my art block, and that was very related to finding my sense of artistic self again. So if you have burnout, or if you have been struggling with art block recently, I have some suggestions as to how you could possibly fix it and things that have helped me in the past to get past art block. First of all, to oppose my first point as to reasons why I had burnout, is mindful consumerism. It is very easy to consume in this day and age, again with short form content or whatever content, and just constantly consuming things, a lot of which are kind of pointless and do not give anything to you at all aside from just being noise. I don't mean that you don't have to do any of these things ever. I just mean that you should be mindful as to what you're consuming and how much of it you're consuming, and sometimes actually being mindful as to what exactly you're watching and how that may give you inspiration can help a lot. On the contrary, rewatching inspiring media can be very helpful, I have found, especially things that have helped you in your artistic journey, things that have inspired you a lot, things that you aspire to in your art. I recently rewatched The Secret of Kells, which was one of the reasons I want to get into animation, and it sparked something in me again. It reminded me of why I want to make art, of what kind of art I want to make. And other media does the same for me, mostly animated shows or artists that I'm inspired by. Just looking at art that makes you want to aspire to something can be very helpful. Doing art style studies in that way can also be helpful, of artists that do inspire you and may give you a starting point as to how to improve your art, or just, give you ideas for what to draw. Take note of what artists that you like draw, take note of the kind of things you're interested in drawing. Recently I've been getting a lot into fantasy work, and that has helped a lot. When you have some vague idea of what kind of art you want to make, staring at that blank page is just a little easier, because you're going from absolutely nothing to a slightly more narrowed down idea of what you could be doing, of what you want to be doing. Then, looking back at your old art, I recently went through an old sketchbook of mine and noticed just how passionate I was while making it, while drawing in it, and how much work I put into every page, and the joy that was in every page. And compared to my more recent sketchbooks, I feel like there was a lot more passion in it. I feel like I've lost something, and looking back at that really made me want to look for it again. Made me want to actually find that joy in creating again, rather than it feeling like a chore. The last one, but again very important, is taking a break. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just take a step away from art and give yourself time to sit with your own thoughts, to have experiences. Having experience has helped me a lot with art. It doesn't have to be anything big. It can be something as simple as seeing friends or going for a walk or anything like that. just having experiences outside of your art if that's all you've been experiencing and just completely stuck on. And especially if you're burnt out, forcing yourself to continue creating can just be deteriorating to your work. Unless, of course, art is your job, in which case that is a different discussion. But taking a break can help a lot, and your hands will also thank you. I can promise you. So to return to the art project that got me out of my art block recently that I mentioned earlier, is a school assignment. So it was a school assignment I had to do recently for a contest. I ended up going with a 60 by 80 canvas, and we just got one word for the theme and nothing else, and we were given a lot of creative freedom with it. I remember it. I finally have full creative freedom to work on this. I can do anything I want. What do I want to do? And that reminded me, why am I making art in the first place? What do I actually want to make? And of course, I went towards fantasy art, and I created this idea for a dragon and an art knight fighting it as also a representation of fighting art block. And that reminded me that, this is the kind of thing I want to make, fantasy art. And it's been going really well for me, and since then I have had a lot more ideas and have been getting slowly out of art block, especially with my sketchbook. You might notice that more in my recent illustrations. I've also just been very obsessed with my OC Lucy recently, which you will see in a lot of my work, including on screen. She's very dear to me. I think that can also help a lot. Just making an OC or having an OC that inspires you to make art can be very helpful, especially when you don't know what to draw and you can just go, I will draw the character again, is something very fun in my opinion. So it's very important to remember why you enjoy art. So I've been remembering it again, finally, why I enjoy art, why I enjoy storytelling with art, and what kind of art I want to make. The problem for me has also been fear of imperfection and just wanting my art to be exactly the way I want it to be, forcing me to put off things continuously or waiting to get better, which I usually avoid, but it's been hard recently, especially with working on a portfolio for my dream animation school. I keep worried that it's not good enough and not starting it in the first place, waiting to get better. So you may be struggling with burnout and art block, as I have been, and it is very normal. I'm just gonna put a hand on your shoulder and say, honestly, all artists go through it. If you're a newer artist, if you're worried about it, if it's giving you imposter syndrome, everybody has been there. Everybody has art block times and burnout, especially from creating a lot, especially from working a lot. People get stuck. It's completely normal. Sometimes the best thing can be to take a step back and, don't beat yourself up about it. Take it easy and take a break if you need to. You not creating constantly does not invalidate you as an artist, and I hope you get through your art blocks. If you're looking for further support from the art community, I'm going to recommend my Discord. It's a growing artist collective for artists of all kinds, including writers, musicians, and obviously visual artists and animators. We have a lot of comic artists, we have project channels specifically for working on your projects, and it is overall very motivating. I have had support in it myself, to be honest, and made many great friends along the way. So if you're interested in that, there will be a link in the description. And thank you so much for watching. I wish you the best in your art journey, and feel free to come back and subscribe if you want to see more from me. Bye!